Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We are back at Matchless Gifts. Haribol, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Freshly dressed this morning for the Bhagavatam Bites program, and I can only imagine Srila Prabhupada must love to hear devotees reading from his books. So, such an important and amazing opportunity that we have to associate with Srila Prabhupada directly by reading his books. So just encouraging everyone out there, please, please, please read Srila Prabhupada's books. Like literally, get the book off the shelf, open it up, and turn the pages. Or read it online. Whichever way, just read Srila Prabhupada's books.
Alright, let's read then. Canto 4, Chapter 27, Text 13. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 13. O King, in Gandharva Loka there is a king named Chandavega. Under him there are 360 very powerful Gandharva soldiers. Purport. Time is figuratively described here as Chandavega. Since time and tide wait for no man, time is herein called Chandavega, which means very swiftly passing away. As time passes, it is calculated in terms of years. 1 year contains 360 days, and the soldiers of Chandavega herein mentioned represent these days. Time passes swiftly. Chandavega's powerful soldiers of Gandharvi Kaloka very swiftly carry away all the days of our life. As the sun rises and sets, it snatches away the balance of our lifespan. Thus, as each day passes, each one of us loses some of life's duration. It is therefore said that the duration of one's life cannot be saved. But if one is engaged in devotional service, his time cannot be taken away by the sun. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.17, Ayo harati vai pumsa odyan astam chayan asu. The conclusion is that if one wants to make himself immortal, he should give up sense gratification. By engaging oneself in devotional service, one can gradually enter into the eternal kingdom of God. Interesting. Time. Yeah, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, time I am.
The destroyer of men, kind of thing.
Yes, I know that. And I was thinking, like, everyone's trying to, I was just thinking about this the other day, funny enough, that everyone's trying to figure out or see God. You know, you believe in God. I can't see him, or those who don't really believe. Oh, I can't see him. Why don't you show me your God? And those who do believe, it's like, oh my God, how long I need to do this, like austerity and study the scriptures and chant when I see God, you know? I mean, in one sense, it's easy to see God, quite frankly, because you just see the deity in the temple and it's none different from Krishna. So there's no big deal, really. But I was thinking that if you just study the different points that Krishna's making in the Bhagavad Gita, like he says that he is the moon. And then the other day we were walking to Mangal Arati and the moon looked like some big, big round, massive
ball in the sky.
Yeah, it was massive. And people can just study that material element and it's amazing. And then someone said, yeah, but that's just a partial representation of God. And then you come to time. Everyone's affected by time. So just let's study this aspect of God. You know, before you even get to Krishna, I'm saying, try to understand all these different aspects and glories of him, which are fascinating and should bring you to the understanding that there's a God. Because it's like time literally waits for no one, you know. And it doesn't, you know, whether we are like, yeah, I never got cancer, I never got sick, I this, and yeah, well, you know, living to the ripe old age of 80, 90, whatever, it don't matter. You know, time is still working on you, and you will be destroyed. But you know, your body is going to break down, and no one can stop it. You know, I just saw in the newspaper the other day. I can't remember what actor, maybe Robert De Niro, someone silly. You know, some American, you know, well-known actor, but he's in his 80s, late 80s. No, it might even be 90s, and like his wife was in her 60s. He was in his 90s, this actor, and his wife was in her 60s, and she died, and he had to bury her. And you know, people were saying, I'm sure she weren't expecting that. She was going to bury him and get all his money, and he's all upset and that. And you think, what is this craziness? You know, like, yeah, people try to stop time, and as Prabhupada says, you can stop it by giving up sense gratification, which is the complete opposite of what these personalities are doing. You know, they're pursuing sense gratification, and I feel happy, I feel enlivened, I feel some sort of pleasure, and it's almost like you think you can fortify or immunize yourself against time, but you're gonna go.
Very nice. I have a question. I was trying to figure it out because Prabhupada says 1 year contains 360 days. And I was trying to figure out how does that work. Of course, in our calendar, it's 365. But then every, 3 years or 4 years? When is the leap year?
Every 2 or 4? I don't know.
So whatever it is, if you know the answer, you can put it in the thing below. So then we skip how many days?
1.
Just one? Is it only 1 day? The leap year just skips 1 day? Okay. So, which is interesting.
Like, is it February? Is it? What is it? The last day of February?
Yeah, is it just last day of February gets skipped? Anyway, so it's kind of interesting that they have that leap year every so many years to bring it back on course, because the cycle is it functions in a sort of in a calculable way, but not in certain ways. So with the Vedic calendar also is lunar. It's a lunar cycle. So days aren't counted necessarily by the solar, but by the cycle, by the rotation of the moon, and how the moon goes from a full moon to a, over the period of time. Anyway, it's a very interesting thing, like you were saying, studying time, and I'm thinking, okay, I need to get to the bottom of this. How does that work out? Because we say 365 days, but certain years are 364. And here, I just did a calculation like, okay, so if you take the lunar cycles, it's 14 days. It should be the completion of a lunar cycle from new moon to full moon. And then the same from full moon to new moon. And that equals 1 month, so that's 28 days. So actually a month is only 28 days. Then times 12 is 28 days times 12 is not 360, I think it's 336. And then I thought, well, okay, maybe on the Vedic calendar there's 13 months, because I remember at one point thinking, oh yeah, there might be 13 months. So if you do that, then it's 364. So it's like, well, where did the 360 come from? So if anyone out there knows, please share, otherwise I'm going to have to try and do some research on this.
All right.
Okay, so next paragraph. Mirages and other illusory things are sometimes called Gandharvas. Interesting. Okay. Our losing our lifespan is taken as advancement of age. This imperceptible passing away of the days of life is figuratively referred to in this verse as Gandharvas. Okay, interesting. So now Gandharvas has almost like completely different meaning. Usually Gandharvas are like winged singers like angels. Narada Muni was originally a Gandharva. As explained in later verses, such Gandharvas are both male and female. This indicates that both men and women lose their lifespan imperceptibly by the force of time, which is herein described as Chandavega. Chandavega. So this term Chandavega, as Prabhupada said earlier, means very swiftly passing away. I'd love to have more of a breakdown of that Vega. Vegam, Vacho Vegam, Manasakroda Vegam, Jiva Vegam. The Vegas are the kind of pullings of the mind and senses, the kind of disturbances. So Vegas. Okay, anyway. So many questions. You read one purport and it's like, God, you just need someone to...
You have the person next to you.
Yes, Prabhupada, so maybe we'll keep reading and you'll give us an answer. Okay, so we'll read one more.
Text 14. Along with Chandavega were as many female Gandharvas as there were soldiers. Gandharvis as there were soldiers, and all of them repetitively plundered all the paraphernalia for sense enjoyment. Purport. The days are being compared to the soldiers of Chandavega. Night is generally a time for sex enjoyment. Days are considered to be white and nights are considered to be black. Or from another point of view, there are two kinds of nights, black nights and white nights. All these days and nights combine to pass away our span of life and everything we manufacture for sense gratification. Material activity means manufacturing things for sense gratification. Scientists are conducting research to find out how we can satisfy our senses more and more elaborately. In this Kali Yuga, the demoniac mentality is employed in manufacturing various machines to facilitate the process of sense gratification. There are so many machines for ordinary household activities. There are machines for washing dishes, cleansing the floor, shaving, clipping hair. Today, everything is done by machine. All these facilities for sense gratification are described in this verse as sarva karma vinirmitam. The time factor, however, is so strong that not only is our span of life being expanded, but all the machines... Expanded. But all the machines and facilities for sense gratification are deteriorating. Therefore, in this verse, the word Vilumpanti, plundering is used. Everything is being plundered from the very beginning of our lives. Isn't that a fact? Yeah. I just put a picture on social media of me and my dad. He was holding me. I must have been 2, maybe 3. I was a big baby, I don't know. But I was young enough to be held like that. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, gosh, that's me, That's me there. And it was like, and everyone's like, oh, look at you, oh, you look cute, oh, whatever. But you think, yeah.
Where have those days gone?
Yeah. Where are those days gone? If I show that to my dad, you get all upset because he's sentimental like that. But it's like, time, the plundering, plunders your looks, plunders your health, plunders your mind.
Life in general. Yeah.
It's a lot, like Prabhupada says, the plundering is from the very beginning of our lives, basically from the time we appear, from the womb in the material world, we are being plundered.
Yeah, it's often we understand that, I'm growing up. But actually what's happening from the moment of birth, you are simply dying.
Yeah.
Which is a devastating thought, actually, but it's just true. You're not growing up, you're just growing old.
Yeah. And
you think, oh, no, because we have this vision of, like, I go from being a baby to getting to the pinnacle of my life, say, like, 30s to 40s, and then it's a decline. Of course, one devotee, he describes his stage of life as being in the dwindling stage, because we're born, we stay for some time, we grow, we create some byproducts, we dwindle, and then we die. And so he says, I'm in the dwindling stage. One devotee just shared with me that yesterday, the day before yesterday, because today is Wednesday, the last day of Kartik, by the way. Happy last day of Kartik to everyone if you're watching now. But Monday was Jayaweta Maharaj's Vyas Puja Day, and I was asking a devotee who was in attendance how it was, and he said, Maharaj said that there are 3 stages of old age. He said there's youthful old age, there's kind of midway old age, and then there's old age. I mean, that is not very deeply profound in one sense, but yeah, and I was thinking, okay. And he said, I'm kind of midway old age, heading into old age. And at first I was kind of surprised because Marge he was 76 this year, which isn't really, in one sense, that old. But when you look at him, sometimes he seems quite emaciated and comes across
Just
quite
much
old.
older.
But he's traveling like anything, still traveling, still preaching, still engaging in devotional service in a very strong way. And yeah, that point came up that, actually, he's still quite physically strong. But yeah, we can think of it like this, So yeah, it's definitely plundering. Another thing came up, another point, is Prabhupada at the beginning talks about days are considered to be white. Okay. And nights are considered to be black. Okay. And from another point of view, there are 2 kinds of nights, black nights and white nights. So it's like one of those things, just what does that mean? I was thinking, okay, so there are in the Bhagavad Gita it speaks about the dark fortnight and the light fortnight. In Vedic terminology, we say Krishna Pakshe is the dark fortnight. Means the fortnight where it's the full moon has happened and it's waning to the new moon. Then that's Krishna Paksha. But then Gora Paksha is the bright fortnight, and that's where it's going from the new moon to the full moon, because it's getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So I don't know if that. What do you think? Do you think that's what Prabhupada means there?
I was thinking, it's gone now because you're talking, but whether it's a day or whether it's night, it's all
night.
Yeah, and it's because it's the material world, and time is moving and plundering like that. That's how I read it. That in one sense, it's just, you might say, oh yeah, it's nighttime now. Oh, I'm so happy it's daytime. Actually, your daytime is even worse than your nighttime, because at least at night, you understand, if you're fearful or whatever, it's dark. And when it comes daytime, don't we all feel, it's safe, so nice now? But that's a false illusion that Maya creates. If anything, you get ensnared more in that sense of illusion and sense gratification, because it's light now and I'm safe and I'll do all these crazy things, So it's dark whether it's day or whether it's night, really.
Yeah, I read that also. But somehow I was thinking, maybe that's a little too esoteric. Okay, anyway, let's see how we can find out. We'll have to figure out. If you have any answers, put it down below. Okay, let's finish this paragraph. Please. This plundering of our possessions and lifespan begins with the day of our birth. Exactly. One day will come when death will finish everything, and the living entity will have to enter another body to begin another chapter of life and again begin the cycle of material sense gratification. Prahlad Maharaj describes this process as Puna Punascharvita Charvananam. Puna Punascharvita Charvananam. Puna Punascharvita Charvananam. Bhagavatam 7.5.30. Materialistic life means, you guessed it, chewing the chewed again and again. The central point of material life is sense gratification. In different types of bodies, the living entity enjoys various senses, and through creating various types of facility, he chews the chewed. Whether we squeeze sugar out of the sugar cane with our teeth or a machine, the result is the same, sugar cane juice. We may discover many ways to squeeze the juice out of sugar cane, but the result is the same. Interesting that Prabhupada uses that analogy. I've always understood, like chewing the chewed means it's like trying to get juice out of a sugar cane that's already been juiced. And any of you who know, they have those machines that they run it through, and then it kind of goes, and it squishes it out, and then they fold it and push it through again, and push it through 4 times, and then some juice comes out into a cup. And then they throw the husk, basically, onto a heap. But I always understood chewing the chewed is when you take the husk and you're trying to get some more juice out of it. Or as one clever devotee described, that it's like sometimes in classrooms and schools, if you feel underneath the desk, you'll feel that there's chewing gum underneath there where someone has like spat it out and stuck it under there. And you kind of pull one of those chunks off and stick it in your mouth, and you start chewing, trying to get some juice out of it. Because everybody knows, if you ever have chewed gum, that when the sugar runs out, it's like, why am I still chewing on this? Let me spit it out. So the point is that material life is like that. We're just simply chewing the chew, just trying to squeeze some juice out of something that everybody's already squeezed the life out of anyway, and didn't get anything except frustration and another birth, as Prabhupada mentions here. Okay, anyway, blah, 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 blah.
Thank you everyone for tuning in and listening this long. Did you say Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna.